So my wife and I have been married for 3 years. When we first met, we both fell madly in love with one another. We moved in together right after, less than a year after I proposed to her. We were married in April of this year. We've been married for about 7 months. It was an amazing wedding, and I honestly believe it was the best day of my life. I learned out around 4 months ago that she had been chatting to a guy she met online. She had met him on a date. She confessed, and I've forgiven her. When I questioned her why she did it, she stated she felt that our spark had faded and that I wasn't providing her with what she needed in our marriage. I've forgiven her in the hope that things would improve. Things were never the same after that. We would alternate between sleeping alone and arguing virtually constantly. She'd continuously bring up divorce and complain about how I'm not a man enough to support her or meet her wants. I did my absolute best. We ended up going on a weekend getaway vacation in the hopes of rekindling that flame. I discovered she was still chatting to the same guy 2 weeks after our vacation. I forgave her once more. I attempted to provide her with all she required, physically, emotionally, and financially. Things appeared to be returning to normal once more. A month later, the squabbles resumed. She would pick conflicts over little matters, and I was always the one who tried to reconcile and make things better. She had not been intimate with me for 2 months at this time. Fast forward to this week, and we've argued like we've never argued before. She thought that divorce was our only alternative. I informed her that I did not wish to divorce. I desired our marriage and our life together. We reconciled again 2 days ago. We made the decision to stay together. With all my faith and love for her, I didn't hesitate to consider the prospect of salvaging our marriage. Fast forward to yesterday when we got into a huge argument. I told her she was a lousy wife and that I deserved better. She eventually told me that she's on several dating websites and that she wants to see other people and dissolve our marriage. I had no idea what to reply to her after she made that remark. I was hurt, so I left the home to allow myself time to comprehend what had happened. She finally contacted me, saying she was going to start seeing other men, that she was over our marriage, and that she was going to file for divorce. She was unconcerned about my sentiments. I attempted to explain to her that even though she had emotionally checked out of the relationship for whatever long, I was still in love with her, and that it wasn't fair for her to begin meeting other guys while we were still living together and married. She was gone by the time I returned home. She left behind a note essentially telling me that she hopes we can still be friends after all of this, but that she is finally going to start enjoying her life again. I tried phoning and messaging her, but she had blocked me on all platforms. She didn't return home until after midnight. I attempted to chat to her, but she didn't want to talk to me and went straight to bed. I knew she'd been with someone else deep down. I took her computer and browsed through her mails in the hopes of finding answers and closure. Her computer is linked to her phone, so she has access to all of her text messages. Visit her computer. I delved deep and discovered the most heartbreaking thing I could have discovered. She had intimacy with a guy she met on a dating app only yesterday. It was their first encounter. She had emailed her closest friend that she had no intention of sleeping with him, but that she thought the chemistry was perfect. This guy is rich, tall, and attractive. She also informed her buddy that this is the first time she has had intimacy in 2 months and the first time she has ever had intimacy outside of our relationship. She stated that it was thrilling, that she had no regrets, and that she would do it again. So that's where I am. I'm in full disarray. I haven't felt like I could breathe in hours, weeping hysterically on and off and asking myself everything I could think of. How could the woman I adore and hold in high regard do this to me? How did we arrive at this point? Is it possible that I'm not good enough? What happened to this person I thought I know and married? What happened to our marriage? And when did she decide she no longer loved me? What did I do wrong that she didn't like? On top of that, I'm tortured by ideas of her giving herself to someone else, which is destroying me. I never imagined the lady I believed was my soulmate would do this to me. I am aware that our marriage is ended, and I am certain that I will never forgive her. I also understand that I will never be able to change who she has become. Above all, I still adore her. I still wish things were the way they were. I wish she had prioritized us and worked more on our marriage. I know the path to recovery and gathering up the broken pieces will be lengthy. It will take me a long time to get over or past this. I'm not quite prepared for the path ahead, but I know I have to attempt to move on from her. Everything is still new, and we haven't spoken since she left. I'm going to take some time to gather my thoughts, to collect my thoughts and feelings before approaching her again. I'm not sure whether confronting her about sleeping with this random man she met is really worth it. UPDATE. I now feel like I'm breaking free from the vicious loop that has characterized my relationship with my wife. I heard and listened to a lot of what you folks said about not having the self-esteem to value myself enough to refuse to put up with the way things have been. I stopped playing the pick-me game in our relationship for the first time. I stopped succumbing to her demands and stopped attempting to understand or forgive her. I emotionally distanced myself from her after that night, when she expressed her wish to leave our marriage and ended up sleeping with some random guy she found on a dating app. Everything I used to admire about her has vanished. The lady I placed on a pedestal is no longer there. She has begged me to attempt to preserve our marriage. She had spent the previous 2 days trying to persuade me that things will change. She even went so far as to display herself about the home in an attempt to intimately attract me. That really drew me away even more. She's still unaware that I know she slept with him. She just knows that I'm done with her and our marriage. I can honestly state that this is the first time I felt this way, and that I actually meant every word I spoke about not wanting to reconcile with my wife. It's also the first time she's fought for me. But I feel as if I've left, that the harm has been done, and that I must move on with my life. She only began to care once I had utterly withdrawn. I don't believe she ever imagined she'd lose me. How could she when I've always supported and forgave her? My last encounter with her was ostensibly her last chance for reconciliation. After days of refusing to give in, she ultimately accused me for not loving her and leaving our marriage. Apparently, I don't love her enough to mend our relationship. She told me that she still sees a future for us and that she doesn't want to lose me. I told her that I was done giving her chances. Instead of addressing the causes for my feelings, she simply blamed me for not loving her enough to stay. I'm now the terrible person, the one who broke her heart. I was the one who abandoned her. Her story is that her spouse is leaving her because he doesn't love her after she didn't receive what she wanted, and my answer was the reverse of what she's used to. She is the victim now, and she is in anguish and mourning. She spent the previous several days sobbing alone in her bedroom, frequently telling me that I'm a terrible husband for watching her cry and not soothing her. To be honest, I'm just exhausted. I'm sick and weary of caring for and loving someone who doesn't respect me. Everything I used to admire about her has vanished. It's unfortunate that I've arrived to this position just because she physically became connected with someone else. But that altered everything for me. It's no longer difficult to imagine life without her. Is it still painful? Yes, but I'm not fooling to myself anymore about the possibility of a future with her. I also appreciate everyone's advice and willingness to listen to me. Reading all of your posts truly helped me keep my cool and see where I was going wrong in the circumstance. You people gave me the courage to break the cycle. I had no idea that some of the things I was doing were eventually rewarding her for her actions. I found it in myself to have the respect I deserve, and I've chosen to go through the divorce completely. Thank you for listening to the story to the end, and if you like it, please support us with a like as well as subscribe to our channel. Write in the comments what you think about the story.